Hi John, thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedule for me to interview you.
Right.
So the purpose of this interview today is for me to gain an understanding of the processes, the challenges and the requirements to start a business and to then manage a business.
Yep.
So I've compiled a number of questions that I'm going to ask you, first about your background, and then how you developed your business, how you attracted people to your business, and then any challenges that you faced along the way. So if you're happy for that,
absolutely.
we'll move on. Okay, so did you always want to be a physiotherapist, and if not, what made you decide that you wanted to work in the industry?
Right. No, I was an environmental scientist.
Yep.
By trade.
Yep.
So I worked for CSIRO for 7 years, and then basically funding cuts to CSIRO was what prompted me to think about changing jobs.
Yep.
But I'd always been a runner, so my thoughts initially started with going into physiology and doing a degree in that.
Yep.
That then morphed into biomechanics and physiology.
Yep.
And then I thought, well, I need a vocation, so
Yep.
I need to do then physiotherapy on top of it.
Okay, lovely. And what do you like about the industry?
Well, I guess I'm a people person, and outcome based. I naturally, in science, you have a lot of procedures that you want to follow through, and physiotherapy is exactly the same context. You have to have a clinical reasoning process, and that's exactly what I love. Also, you get outcome. Mm-hmm. So you guarantee that you've come in with someone who's broken and you fix them. Yeah. And that gives you a definite happy pill because you're actually achieving something.
Lovely. And are there things within the industry that you think need to be improved?
I think more the problem going into universities to access physiotherapy, it's got the same TER as medicine. When you're up at the 98 plus, academically you can be really good. Yeah. But hands-on and personality to be able to be working in that health industry is an issue. Yeah. So you can have not enough people with the right mix of skills to become a physio.
So did you work as a physiotherapist in a public or private setting before opening your own business?
I've always been in private practice.
Okay.
Because I did my degree in New Zealand, we had a whole year of final year was basically in the hospital setting or within private practice. Yeah. And that gave you enough time to figure out where, and if you feel comfortable, go, okay, I'm happy to be in private practice and go forward with it. So straight away I went into.
Okay. And so is there any area of private practice that you particularly like or dislike?
I guess it's more that the sometimes in private practice we start becoming just purely musculoskeletal based. Mm-hmm. I do get a few neuro rehab issues, and I'm more happy to bring on some of those to help them out because they get sort of lost in the hospital system sometimes. Yeah. But also a lot of cardiorespiratory, there should be a bit more into play, but for whatever reason, they don't seem to come more into the private spectrum.
Okay. So how long has Cadence Physiotherapy been operating for?
It has been operating as a clinic since January.
Okay, wow, so relatively new.
Yes,
Very new.
But as a running gait assessment and running coaching, technique based and strength based, has been going for a year and a half. Okay, yeah. So I built that model first, whilst I was still already with at Woden, and then making sure that it got to a point where I needed to have my own rooms to do the holistic treatment. Okay. So you built Cadence Physio from scratch. It wasn't already established. No. Okay. And you're a sole trader of Cadence Physiotherapy? Yes.
Yeah. So before developing your business, did you undertake any study in the area of business?
No.
No. Okay. Before opening your business, were there any legal requirements that you had to fulfill?
The normal, being a practicing physiotherapist, you need to be registered.
Yeah.
It was more that you just have to get the ABN. As long as you got the ABN and you have an accountant that you can work with properly. That's more business management, is basically talking to my accountant saying, what should I be doing in this aspect.
And did you have a mentor to help you through the business development process? And if yes, would you recommend finding a mentor for professionals wanting to start their own business?
No mentor per se, but my brother also is a consultant, so he's run his own business before, so just bounce off him.
Yep.
Plus also colleagues at Woden Practice. So.
Okay, lovely. So did your previous work experience influence the services that you wanted to offer?
I guess where my model of care has come from is that you get people to a stage where they can be sport returning. However, because of their injuries, running technique is altered significantly or wasn't very good in the beginning.
Okay.
So you need to change that in order to be able to make it preventative, not just symptomatic treatment.
Yeah.
So I kept on seeing people coming back with the same type of scenario, which should have been corrected if they'd corrected the gait pattern for long enough.
Okay.
So it meant that I had to be more hands-on.
Yep.
And that meant that, if I start a running technique group on a weekly basis, that guarantees that they've got the capacity to come every week. I can keep changing that pattern for them, and they're always under my guidance. When they do the strength, they do the running, and then that makes sure that they've got to that point where that they're fully independent. Then they can fly free, or they can then progressively improve their fitness through me.
Okay. Has Cadence Physiotherapy always been in this location?
Yes.
And did you have to do any particular research to make sure that your business was open in an appropriate location, in terms of easy accessibility for clients, potential walk-ins, that kind of thing?
I didn't want potential walk-ins.
Okay, yep.
Hence why it's tucked away.
Yep.
Because I wanted to be by appointment only, so that I know my cohort. They come to me either recommended, so it's a filter process in its own right.
Okay. Do you have any other staff other than yourself working for Cadence Physiotherapy?
Not as present, but I have some other people I'm slowly mentoring to get that way.
So would you like to see Cadence Physiotherapy develop in the future, and if yes, how so?
I'm trying to figure out the best model for it, in context of so that it allows me to have a nice work balance. Because if it's just Joe Winsbury show, then it then limits my flexibility. So I want it to be that I have a group of like-minded people who can do what I would like, and I'd still be the umbrella on top of that. So if it was, the construct was I had another 2 or 3 physios, it would be that I would do the initial assessment, I would then hand over, and they do what they need to, and then I'd see them again after 3 or 4 treatments to make sure that that has been done, and that there's still I'm the main influence in what goes on. Okay.
Would you say that being a sole trader has interfered with your personal life and your leisure activities?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, it has, but in a good way, because being a sole trader, I can, if I need to see someone at any different times, I can, and I can have my children with me.
Okay. Yeah.
So then they can play in the other room whilst I treat. So then that gives me that bit more flexibility.
Okay.
So it's just that work-life balance.
Okay. So how did you first go about marketing your business to potential clients?
They're all my patients.
Okay. So they're already a part of your running
Correct.
group. Okay.
So everyone who has seen me has, when I first said that I was going to start running groups up, I sent out an email to my patient list who would be interested. So it was more demand that they wanted it from me. And so then I went, well, I want to do it in my context. And then basically from then on, that's it, just patient-based referral, and then progressively that just ground level recommendation, never advertise.
Okay, so do you get many referrals from GPs or other allied health professionals?
Yes.
Yes, and do you believe that these referrals help you to maintain a client base?
No.
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 Okay.
Client base is based upon word of mouth.
Yep.
They have gone to their GP or specialist, and then they've already then said, okay, well, here's the options, and they've already said, well, I already know that I'm going to go to this physio.
Okay.
So.
Yeah. Have you developed any relationships with GPs or other allied health professionals for the purpose of gaining clients through referral?
No.
No. Okay. So you said you haven't advertised your business. Have you thought about advertising your business at events such as the Australian Running Festival or local triathlons, or is that not in your interest?
At this stage, if I did that, I'd be causing more problems by too much demand and not enough time.
Yep.
So I've wanted to basically not be flooded.
Yep.
I want to still manage a smaller load, but I've already been asked to go at several events and assist, and I will do so.
So saying all that, you believe that your current client base are mostly repeat clients?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. And how often do you see a new client?
I guess weekly I'd probably see about 10.
10? Okay, and do you ask them how they heard about you?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. And do you mostly find that it's word of mouth?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So when you first opened Cadence Physiotherapy, what were the major challenges you faced as a business owner?
Just familiarity with what I was going into.
Yeah.
Because it's the first unknown. You just go, okay, is this meant to be what I'm meant to do this?
Yeah.
But then I quickly saw that it's just more the logistics of ticking all the boxes for what equipment you need, and having the right construct to work from.
Yeah. Okay.
It was just more of a matter of mere formality of tick box. This is the equipment I need. This is what I need to develop a website for.
So did you find it particularly hard to establish your business given the amount of private practices in Canberra?
No.
No, given you already had that client base?
Yeah. No.
So that definitely gave you an advantage.
Yeah, I wasn't more location of where I was going to do it was more based upon where is the nearest running oval.
Yep. Okay.
And where is some good coffee. So if you're going to have someone come treat it here but you're being assisted to come here, then they can go and grab a coffee. They've got a flexible spot. They can have lunch, what have you. So it means that there's other allowances.
Yeah. Okay. Do you find being a sole trader difficult? And if so, apart from time management and being in-flooded, do you face any other challenges as a sole trader?
I guess the one crucial thing would be isolation.
Okay.
But I already bypassed that by still being at Woden once a week.
Okay, so you're at the Woden practice once a week, and that's a separate practice to Cadence Physiotherapy.
Yep. But that allows me to do my professional development and still talk with my peers once a week.
Yep.
So that's a big plus.
Yeah. So do you find any challenges in terms of clients not returning, perhaps due to costing or the location of your business?
I've only had a few where financial issues were there, but then I've made special allowances.
Okay, to cater for those
to cater
people.
For that.
Yeah. Okay. And have you faced any certain challenges that you didn't think you'd have to deal with at all?
Well, I guess within the physio profession, it comes down to personal interactions. Naturally, the ability for touch and that, sometimes people then feel more comfortable to discuss their also other personal issues that they have on board, which is also a yellow flag, which is something that we also still have to address in context of getting them back to health. So I then sort of end up being part physio counsellor, and that counsellor aspect has developed even more because I've got such a holistic treatment modality. And that then means that the feeling of friendship gets there. And it's making sure that there's that clear divide between I am talking to you professionally or I am talking to you as a friend. The more you spend with time with people, and if you've been training them, coaching them through a lot of things, then there's that starts to get a bit muddled.
And do you find it hard to draw that line between professionalism and friendship?
No, it's just more the fact that I have to say it. And just have to be open from the get-go and say, this is what the expectations are, this is what it will be. Well,
that's the end of the interview. I don't have any other questions to ask you. So thanks again for your time.
Most welcome.